As Sylvester would keep chasing around Tweety, it is not always a guarantee that the little bird can outsmart the cat. There have been a few instances where Sylvester was just a swallow away from accomplishing his mission. This is why Tweety needs a little help. Yes, technically a big dog can do a trick, but keep in mind, both of them are pets in a home. There must be someone who owns the place that they live in. This is where a sweet old lady would step into the game. Of course, she loves her little bird so much, but it is with that love that makes it such an obstacle to Sylvester, because with great love can also come with a great punch to whoever lays a hand on him. Regarded as the most beloved elderly cartoon character, this is Granny. Like any woman her age, she's just a sweet old lady enjoying her twilight years and taking care of her pets. The latter can be quite the job. Most of her days now are spent keeping an eye on Sylvester to make sure he didn't have Tweety for lunch. The idea of having a recurring elderly character in the Looney Tunes began all the way back in 1937 with Little Red Walking Hood by Tex Avery, where we are introduced to one of Warner Brothers' first elderly cartoon characters.
Hello? Hello? Oh, yes. Will you people pardon me just a minute?
However, that's just a cartoon character from an old fairy tale. She doesn't really count as someone that the guys at Termite Terrace made up for their cartoons. What seems to be more of her character started to gradually appear bit by bit as the old widowed woman living with her pets in the 1941 Bob Clampett tune, The Cagey Canary, Friz Freeling's 1943 Hiss and Make Up, and his 1944 Hair Force. It wouldn't be until October 7th, 1950, when Granny would make her official debut in a Sylvester and Tweety cartoon with Canary Row by Friz Freeling. Throughout her career in cartoons, she would go through an interesting transition. Between 1950 and 1955, she would have her traditional design and be voiced by B. Benaderet. However, during 1955, her design would become more stylized and have more of a boxed head, starting with Red Ride Hoodwinked. Also, now her voice would switch from Benaderet to June Foray.
Ooh, that wolf! One of these days, pow! Right in the kisser!
From then on, her style would slowly change again for her head to be more rounded. By the way, if you're ever curious about her actual name, it was actually revealed in the only two cartoons that featured Granny without Sylvester and Tweety. In 1953's Hair Trimmed, Yosemite Sam barged into her house saying,
"Now I got Emma!"
And then in 1965's Corn on the Cob,
"Don't worry, Mrs. Webster. I'll take care of this one. And thanks a lot. We've been looking for him."
So if you take those two in account, her name would actually be Emma Webster. In a span of 15 years, Granny would appear in a total of 20 cartoons, almost all of which directed by Freeling and featured next to Sylvester and Tweety. After the cartoons, what would happen with her would probably be the opposite of what a normal old lady would do. In fact, she would be more active than she ever was before, taking on jobs like a professor at Acme University in Tiny Toons Adventures, star as a world-renowned detective in the Sylvester and Tweety Mysteries, and be a babysitter in Baby Looney Tunes. And that's just her work on TV. She would also be a cheerleader in Space Jam, The Ghosts of Christmas Past in Bah Humduck, A Looney Tunes Christmas, and was raising money for a park in Tweety's High Flying Adventure. In the 2011 series The Looney Tunes Show, Granny, now with the confirmed name Emma Webster, is Bugs and Daffy's neighbor. However, the show would go on to reveal her past as a member of the Women's Army Corps fighting off Nazis in World War II. And what a fine woman she was as well. Oh, and one more thing. She has always been the same Granny since the cartoons. Since for more than 60 years, she has always been voiced by June Foray herself. And I guess that's the real beauty of Granny. Rather if she's sweet like to Tweety or feisty like to Sylvester, we know that she will always be the same woman we've aged to love. See you later, dudes!